Hey, everybody. Welcome to Relationship Rhetoric. I'm your host, unapologetically Angela. And I am, as always, extremely excited to talk to anybody who's willing to share their story. I am really happy today because this does end my month when I'm talking to parents about, not only their relationship, but their relationships with their children. And I am so grateful that the Creator brought these two to my mind because when I met them, I just appreciated the energy that they have as a couple. I appreciate, even if it wasn't the case, how excited they were about being parents. And even in the moments when they were tired and trying to do their own thing, they always displayed that their family was first and what was important. And these are young people. So I am really, really proud of them. I am really, really glad and blessed to have met them and come across their path. And I think they're going to be a wonderful way to end this month about talking to parents and the importance of the relationships that you have with your children while maintaining a healthy relationship with your partner. So, ladies and gentlemen, I present to you the Henderson. Hi, and they so chill. Listen, they are so chill, and I totally, totally appreciate that. How are you guys doing?
Tired.
Tired. I am too. I'm not gonna even front. I am tired. It's just Tuesday, and I'm like, come on. So how long has it been that we've actually been in the same space? Is it 2 years?
Morton?
Yeah, we
Three?
got a PJ Morton concert. When was that?
Oh,
That had to be, I guess that was 19, early 19. No, that might have
It
been.
was pre-pandemic.
it was definitely pre-pandemic because we was in there
Oh,
packed.
packed.
We
Packed.
were in there.
Somebody-
Okay.
You were
Maybe 18. Because
it was
it was a little chilly out, wasn't it?
18. I know it was before Christmas.
Okay. Okay. Cool. 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 Cool.
Yeah, but it's
Very cool. So when we were actually working together, you had how many kids at the time?
two.
Two. Yep.
You had the two boys. Okay. And then you have all boys.
We have three.
Yeah. Now we got three boys.
We got
I
it.
so love that. So love that. So before we get into you all's relationship with the boys and everything, talk to us about how you all met. How did you all cross paths?
It's just a really it's okay. We have two versions, but we'll kind of um so on my I had just finished a discipleship program here in Memphis. I moved away from Memphis multiple times. God had a different plan for me every time I came back, but this time I came, did a discipleship program, and I went to like this underground gospel rap concert. And one week I saw this guy who had on this super long trench coat and a backpack in the middle of summer, and I was intrigued because I was like, it's summer, but I was like, but he's still cute, whatever. But I didn't say anything. And then
You see how she low key just flamed
But
me?
she did. She did.
that's how it though. And so the next week he actually performed, and I don't know, I was just drawn to him. I was like, man, this dude is like interesting, smart, and like he was when he was rapping, it was like it actually has some some juice to it. It wasn't just like empty. Some people perform and it just be like, how much money they got, how many, all this ridiculousness. But he was actually talking about something. And so I went up to him afterwards, and I was just like, hey, did you just say superfluous in your rap? And he was like, yeah, I did. And I was like, that's cool. You sound pretty smart. But he had these little download cards that he was selling for $1. So I gave him $5, and he said, okay, cool, thanks. He said, I don't have any change. I said, okay, I got 5 though. And he said, okay, I'll take 5. And I was like, and I'll take my change. And so the running joke is that he still owes me $4 to this day. Never, never that. So anyway, yeah, we connected. It's a much more intricate story, but just like we connected, and our first date was like a movie, basically.
Yeah, it's crazy. I cried. It was crazy.
He cried on our first date.
Yeah.
Cried on our first date. Hadn't cried.
I mean, wait a minute. Let me put a pause. Did you go to the movies?
No,
it was like
it was like a movie.
It was like a movie.
It felt like we were in a movie. we met up downtown at what he called the best latte spot in the city.
Yeah, I was a baby coffee nerd at the time, so I'm not.
You don't have to explain yourself.
Yeah, I was like, in retrospect,
you said a baby coffee nerd.
A baby coffee nerd, and so he's ashamed. But anyway. But I don't know. It was just great. We connected. You got to tell from your perspective, like.
Right. So I had.
Tell me about this latte place.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Well, I'm not gonna tell you the name, but coffee journey. You know, I had just coffee without, and so like just drinking lattes, just the espresso and the steamed milk, and I really liked the way this coffee tasted. Now, I couldn't have told you at that time where the coffee was from, the company that was roasting it, the processing for the coffee, the country of origin, the elevation, and none of the important stuff to like coffee taste. But it tasted good to me at the time. And so, we all got to start somewhere. So
I was impressed because I didn't know.
She enjoyed it. I enjoyed it. It was cool. But yeah, it was a really crazy experience. We ended up unpacking like some really deep trauma that I didn't know I had, and that's what led
your first date.
Our first date. You know what I mean? And it's something that her just made me feel like I could trust her. With stuff that I hadn't talked to anybody about, and it was definitely like love at first sight, which I didn't believe existed. But so then I had to put a pause on it. I was like, hey. Now you finna do all this. You know what I mean? So I went to Chicago for like the summer to work on some music and just for us to work on our friendship. Because I was like, we was like 2-3 days in and I was about to drop the L word. I was like, I'm not doing this. So I left and just put some distance between us. But it was good. We just grew our friendship. And then, a year later we were married. So
I was like, it wasn't much distance.
Wait. All of this sounds like a movie. So you see him with the trench coat and the backpack. You stepped to him about the cool language.
Yeah.
How long after that did you go on a date?
It may have been. I think it was.
We dated how many months? Well, yeah. So we emailed, which is so funny. We didn't date that long ago. It sounds ridiculous to say we emailed back and forth. It was pre-Tinder. Let me see. We didn't officially date until like maybe.
We went on dates.
We went on dates, but we weren't like official.
Yeah, it was like that. You are going on a date, but you could go see other people. I could go see other people. We just went on.
But that was like 3 months worth of that, and then we were
we went on dates for it was like 3 weeks. We went on a date. It was like.
Well, I'm just saying 3 months before we were actually an item.
Yeah, because then I went to Chicago, and then I came back.
Yeah, I went to Arkansas to do some
work on some
radio work,
and then we did that song.
Yeah,
and then
we did a song together when we first met each other.
Yeah, we were friends. And
from a distance.
Yeah, over phone and email. And then we came back and we were just we would just hang out with your family or with your friends, just trying to get to know each other because we had both just come out of really bad traumatic relationships, and so we were really hesitant to move into a relationship at all. You know what I mean? So it's kind of like, I want to see who you are as a person before all the emotions get involved.
He was hesitant. I immediately knew he was my husband.
As you told your mom.
I told my mom, I said, Mom, I met my husband last night. She said, okay, Renata.
But I was just very hesitant because I was like, I want to see. I mean, obviously she's fine. So I was like, okay, she's cute. You know what I mean? I'm attracted to her. We get along or whatever. We got energy. We got synergy. We got chemistry. But I was trying to see what kind of person you are, and it's hard to tell that when you're biased, when you have a lot of emotions involved, especially once physicality gets involved, it's really hard to tell. So we was I standoffish to just see let me see what your mama like. Let me see.
That's right.
Or do you have a passion for the youth? Do you mentor? You know what I mean? Like, what's your relationship with God like? You know, how do you treat people? That was all stuff I wanted to know before I like let myself become emotionally involved.
Yeah, and I was doing homework too, just asking people like, you know, does he keep his promises? Yeah. Like, is he kind to people? Like, what is his relationship with, you know? And so it was, I don't know, it was a really sweet time. It really was like just a sweet time of getting to know each other. Something that I hadn't experienced before, because he was very intentional in saying, we are just friends. Like, we're going on dates. You're definitely welcome. Like you said, you're welcome to, you know, talk to other people if that's it wasn't my desire.
Yeah, I didn't want to talk to nobody else either. I just wanted to make
but
sure.
just clear boundaries. You know? Yeah, it was very clear boundaries. It was the first time out of the people that I had dated that somebody had ever been that clear with me about what or on the other end of it where I wasn't making those decisions based off of, you know, whim or whatever, because that would happen to me as well. So it was really refreshing to go into that. And so I think, let's see, we dated for
we were friends for 3 months.
We dated for
6 months.
6 months.
We were engaged for 3 months.
Okay, so let's pause there. At what point were you like, okay, this woman is my wife?
Like low key the first date. That's what I was saying. But I wasn't sure though. I had to go try and make sure I wasn't just thinking emotionally. But that's how I felt. And so yeah, I had to high key, like when we were dating, like 5 months into dating, I was like, all right, bet I know I want to marry her. And I was talking to my pops about, like, you know, you be having these plans. I was like, I'm gonna save up $10,000. I'm gonna lose 200 pounds. I'm gonna buy a house. I'm gonna do all this stuff, and then we're gonna get married. And I remember I was talking to Renata on a date, and I was like, yeah, so like I'm thinking like in the next 10 years or so, we can get married. Like I don't want to do so we're like, you know, ready. And she was like, oh, that's cool. Let me know how that goes. I said, well, what you mean? She was like, you can do that.
There's gonna be another wife.
I'm not guaranteeing I'm gonna be around for that. I hope it work out for you and whoever you gonna do that in 10 years with.
I did.
And I said, is that a threat? And she said, you can take that however you want. You know what I mean? So I went back and I was like, well, I guess we gotta get married. She's not trying to wait, and I'm not gonna let her go.
I was like $10,000. How much you got in your bank account right now? I ain't got time. How old are you? No, it wasn't that though. But I was just like, dude.
Well, I was 23.
Yeah, I know. But I was making the joke of it would be 23 more years before you would have that say. But no, for me, it was just like, what are we waiting for? You know, like if you go save 10,000, let's save it together. You know,
that's right.
Or whatever.
So funny because the only thing I've ever done in my life that actually makes money came from something we started together, which is our business. And I wouldn't have started that business. Like, it wouldn't be the same without you. You did all the graphic design for it. You know what I mean? Like, I couldn't have even made that money, especially being no Shelby County school teacher. Like, trying to save some money. They was playing with me. Like, they was playing all the way with your boy. I was like, yo, what did I get this extra degree for? It was no pay rate.
It was for naught.
I was like, yeah, anyway. But
let's not talk about them.
Yeah, that was our whole experience. So it's crazy.
Yeah.
Okay. So how long were you married before baby number one?
Well, prior to baby number one, we had a miscarriage. And we've had multiple miscarriages in our family, and the first one was like November. We got married in June, and then we had the miscarriage in December.
Yeah, so we got married in June of 2014, and then we found out we were pregnant. Got maybe I think 6-8 weeks or so. Had a miscarriage around Christmas.
Yeah,
and it was a dark time. It was really dark because, well, one, we told ourselves we wanted to have children just off the bat to just go ahead and get started. A lot of people wait, but I think we really to just hop in. We didn't have any, hesitations or anything. But when that happened, it definitely kind of put a pause on everything. And almost created like this fear around having children because you just don't know. You don't know what your body is going to do, and so it definitely created a fear around child birthing for us. But then Maurice came, or I guess, yeah, he came November of the next year. So it wasn't too long after the miscarriage that we were able to just conceive again. And
so yeah, we had our first shot in our second year of marriage.
First shot in our second year of marriage.
Yeah. First living child.
Yeah. And then Freeman came the year, well, Reese was 2 months old when I found out I was pregnant with Freeman. So they're 10 months apart, not even a full year.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's why we're continuously tired. Then we tired from 5 years ago. We really didn't. We really didn't. But so yeah, and then so Freeman was born right after him in 16, and 17, 18, we had a couple more miscarriages. No, 18 and 19, we had a couple more miscarriages. 20, I was pregnant for most of 20. Yep. What a time to be pregnant. Yeah, had little Thurgood in January of this year. So we got 3 boys. Everybody keeps asking about a girl, and we're like, we're good with boys. You know, got what we got. This is what we got.
Yeah, no, to say that, and I was like,
we didn't get it.
But now it's like, yeah, I don't.
It's a total surrender. Yeah, like you can't do nothing when you're outnumbered. You get maxed out.
Right. That's funny. So, as far as the miscarriages go, what was your healing process like?
Initially it was a lot of crying, a whole lot of crying. A lot of praying, and really just asking for prayers, because I think at that point I just didn't know how to feel about what God had allowed to happen to my body. So I need some, y'all, because it's not there for me, you know. I think it was talking to people who had experienced it as well, which for me, that's a big thing in healing in a lot of things. Is just making, taking the vulnerable step that is asking people, hey, I've experienced blank. I know you have as well. Give me your wisdom or whatever it is that you can offer. I want to take it. I want to soak it in. And so that time was filled with a lot of that, talking to like people our age, even older people, and realizing I didn't know how common miscarriages were.
Yep.
We found out so many people around us that had miscarriages, people who went on to have, just healthy pregnancies. A lot of them had multiple miscarriages, and just is not talked about. And I think that was very healing to know that other people had gone through that, and that it was more common than I had known. So it was a lot. And I think for us, that was a big moment because we were 6 into our marriage. And I think it immediately grew us. We had to grow up a lot. Not grow up, but you know what I mean? Mature, and kind of, it brought us closer because it was, people kind of bond over traumatic experience.
Yeah.
Like this was definitely something where we had to come together and really lean on each other.
You pulled us out of the honeymoon phase, like
really quick. Like we didn't get to spend much time in the honeymoon phase
because it's so serious. So we definitely grew from it. Like we were forced to grow emotionally and like process of types of emotions, and I would say like depths of emotion that we just didn't expect to, 3 or 4 months into.
Yeah, not so soon. Yeah,
our marriage, our first year of marriage. So we did that. I remember we made this snowman, and we wrote what we thought the baby's name was. We didn't know very much about the child, but we wrote this. We made this little snowman with their name on it to celebrate that. And
we had made the snowman before we lost the baby.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Man, so I had made like some little snowmen out of bottle caps to hang on the tree. And that was our announcement. Remember, that was our announcement.
Okay.
So we had 3 little snowmen, and I under the tree and took a little picture of them and showed that to the family. And then afterward, we still have the snowman. I think we still have it.
Yeah, hanging up.
So yeah.
That I think that really helped me to have like a symbol. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And we kind of tuned in on some music. Was it Sound of Music or was it the Christmas album by Nat King Cole?
It was a Christmas album.
Okay, yeah, we just listened to that repeat on vinyl and cried a lot.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Nice. Nice. Okay, so let's talk about the boys.
Mm-hmm.
That's the firstborn. Describe his personality. Who is he more like?
We talk about that a lot.
Yeah.
And we haven't figured it out.
Really?
Is like the he's like the quiet side of both of us, like the shy side of both of us. But then he's also like the deeply curious and creative sides of both of us.
Yeah.
And there are times where he's just so brave.
Yeah, I was like, he's got the courage of.
Yeah.
Honestly, sometimes we don't even know where he gets.
Like, have you ever met a brave, shy person? You know what I mean? Where like I think shyness kind of gets associated with cowardice, but like to get done, you can see him gathering himself and like breathing in, and then he just like sticks his little chest out
and does it. So like this year was that this year? Gosh, I don't remember anything. I guess that was in January. He started school at Libertas Montessori. Love it. And he's so much better around other children. So we were like, okay, let's try this. Let's take the lead.
Look, I knew we had to do it in person
because we tried homeschool.
We did, and I thought it was gonna be. We both educators, and I was like, Lord, I see where my parents was coming from.
But we were educators in classrooms.
That is correct.
Him going watching him, he's going in alone. Freeman was going in with him. Yeah. He gets
because it's COVID, I can't go.
And because it's COVID, nobody can go in with
him.
And the teachers come out and you know how it all goes, but the teachers come out and get him and gather his help him out and stuff. And this kid just has his backpack and just waves and then just walks like he does this every day. Yeah. And we're like in the background he's growing up. He's in pre-K. And so we're just like, man, he's in the school. He's about to, be in kindergarten next year. So he's super brave. Like he's the brave. And I've told him at times seeing you walk in there, Reese, or seeing you, I don't know what there was something I shared with him once, but I can't remember. But I said, seeing you do that really made me feel more brave. And he remembered it because at another point he said, "Mommy, did that make you feel brave this time?" And I was like, "Yes, you inspire me." So he's brave and shy and
I wouldn't even say. I think maybe the better word is introverted. He's introverted and
he's introverted because Freeman is more shy. Honestly, we're seeing more shyness of him. He's definitely introverted. Yeah. So people don't give him he doesn't get energy by being around people.
I get it.
Definitely preferred.
Okay, let's talk about Freeman.
Freeman is
a genius.
He's a genius. He's the epitome of his name. So he.
You just think about calling somebody free. They hold what that does to your ego. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He has no filter. So the things he says, you just never know what's gonna come out. We laugh a lot. So we were just putting him to bed tonight, and he wanted you to tell a story or something.
Yeah, I tell them we have so we give all our children have American names and they have African names, and so we tell them stories every night. Well, every night when I'm mentally together, I tell them stories about their African names, and we associate different superheroes with those names. And so they were like, "Oh, can you tell us a story tonight?" And it was like, "Nah, you guys didn't do something they were supposed to do tonight. So no stories tonight." And then what did Freeman say?
He said, "Well, can we just skip the ads?"
And I was like, "What?"
I said, "Freeman, you can't skip ads in real life."
It's YouTube, bro.
Hey, much screen time. But then I was like, well, I mean, he's applying it to real life, right?
He applied it.
He said, "Can we skip the ads?"
But I was like, why don't we say that though? That should be a thing we say. Man, skip the ads on this. Right,
get to the point. I like it. I love it.
Hey, that might be the next idea.
Yeah.
Freeman is, he's very super opinionated about everything.
Super strong-willed. And he's just a genius. Like he like can read. What's the type of word he can read?
So you know the CBC words.
CBC words.
Yeah.
So I sat down with him one day in 10 minutes. And I showed him how to take your finger and make the sound of each word, each letter independently, and then how to kind of push them together. He caught it in literally 10 minutes, and now can look at a word, and of course the short consonant vowel consonant words, and just read it. And that's been since the beginning. Like when I started, I was home with him for a little while. Actually, when we did was I home with him when we did the play? When we did the musical?
Maybe.
I don't know. When we did the musical, I think I had just gone back in the classroom, but I had been home with him, and I would do letters with him, and Freeman was like not even one yet, and I could point to a letter and he would say it. Like, and he recognized letters very early, numbers very early, and it's easy to him. I think for him though, he's just like, sometimes he doesn't like doing the work that it takes to like exert himself.
But he's a kid that just gets stuff. He just picks stuff up really naturally.
Yeah.
And that was me growing up.
That was me too. Our children are like perfect blends of us, because that was definitely me too.
They're just the different ends of our person. Like they have different extremes of our personality. You know what I mean?
Yeah, Freeman is the like rebel side of us.
Yeah.
The unfiltered.
Yeah, Freeman is the invader.
Definitely.
So like of the sanitation worker, you know what I mean?
Yes, very principled, like do things the right way.
But if you push
them too far, you'll get what's coming. So it's
Talk about the new addition to the family.
So little Sarah. That's Thurgood. I call him Sarah because the boys can't say the third blend. So they call him either Sturgood or Sirgood. And so I just Sir. I call him little Sarah. He is by far our easiest baby. Would you say easiest?
Maurice was super easy.
Reese was he slept through the night at 2 months.
When we switched Maurice to formula, that was extremely challenging.
Oh, that's true.
But like Thurgood is, so Thurgood is we named Thurgood after we named after like different African leaders who inspire us, and like we named Thurgood after the president of Ghana. After he told Switzerland that Ghana would no longer be exporting cocoa to them.
So Switzerland doesn't. So we know Swiss chocolate, Swiss Miss, blah blah blah. They're known for chocolate, but they don't grow chocolate.
Correct.
So Ghana was like, "Hey guys, you know how we giving y'all cocoa beans all this time, and y'all gonna get money? No more."
Yeah, it was so gangster.
He went to the summit.
Yeah, but he said it's so he went to Switzerland and said it to these people's face. You can just like zoom in on them, like,
oh, those.
They were not ready, but he was so peaceful when he said it, and he was so calm, and it was just very matter of fact. And he just said, "This is the information to you. So because of this, we will no longer be exporting our goods to Switzerland. Here's why: we want to get more of the profit margins, and we know that comes the processing of the raw goods. Blah blah blah." And that's kind of Thurgood. Like Thurgood is very peaceful, very matter of fact. Like he's not extra. But he brings peace to people, and he brings truth to people. We believe like his name means happiness on like the road to peace, and that's really what we do. Is that in bringing other people peace, that he also represents peace himself, and he is doing it.
And he's a very peaceful
way or happy way.
Like he doesn't cry unless he's in the car, which is a whole other thing. But he's just cool until he's hungry. He's just like, nah. And that's all you like. I have to go check on him because he will not.
Wow.
So he's
beautiful.
Yeah, he's very, and I think we are in a different place with him since we hadn't had a baby for 4 years. I think we even care for him in a way. I don't know. I just feel more. Me and my mom were talking about this, but like we're just more mature with this baby. So like, I'm actually okay with the getting up at night, even though at this point he's not getting up, but with the getting up at night and, having to feed him and change him and all that at night. I just understanding like what a gift, especially having had so many miscarriages. And one of the things I was going to add was I wrote letters to the babies that we lost. And that was something that I did. It kind of helped not close the chapter, but it definitely gave it more closure, I think. It didn't feel like, oh man, it was huge. And that was a very grief-filled moment, but it feeling because it just helped me kind of process what I hadn't processed for years. And that was I guess that was maybe 6 months or so before we found out about their good. And it helped me kind of be in a space where there wasn't fear in having children. There wasn't like this, oh my gosh, we might lose them. I did find out I had a blood clot disorder, which was causing the miscarriages. And so, I had to give myself shots every day. But it was, again, like, I don't know, it was just, I just had such a different viewpoint going into it that it didn't feel like, it didn't feel burdensome. There were times where I was like, I gotta do the shot, gotta get up, whatever.
Towards the end, you really did.
Towards the end, I was tired of it. But I was doing it. I didn't just like stop and be like, I'm sick of this. I understood, what was behind that and what I was doing it for. So I feel like their good has helped us grow up a lot again. But in a way that we weren't forced. It was like a graceful maturation. I guess I can put it that way.
Okay. Let's discuss your individual businesses. And then once you share what those are, what type of legacy are you, and because I know y'all, what type of legacy are you already foreseeing setting forth for your children?
I want you to go first.
Yeah. I'm in a weird place, if I can be vulnerable. What I do kind of is I don't even know how to describe it, like a subsidiary of other things. So like Brown Girl Lettering is what my official business is, but I've been in such a weird place and also just tired because I'm just tired all the time. That I'm kind of redefining really what I do with Brown Girl Lettering. And so what I've been able to do recently is a lot of collaborations. So with my husband's business, but also, alongside of some other people, I did some work where I designed like shirts for this women's conference last year, year before. So I've been able to kind of use those talents in a way where I kind of come alongside, huh?
You talk about going viral with your stickers.
Oh, bumper stickers. Memphis got the best driver. I don't know if anybody saw those. But
she went. Okay, I'm gonna hype her up real quick.
So please do, because I told you I'm in a weird place. Like
she went like viral on Reddit, which is like there's like these little Reddit sub threads. And somebody had taken she had just.
I think our mailman took a picture.
She just put it on the back of our car. Like she wasn't trying to sell or start the business for the stickers, because basically what she does with Brown Girl Lettering is she uses her ability to create fonts or to do hand lettering, and then she conveys messages that are like particular to Black women and Black people, and
but also very particular to Memphis. Like I don't really travel too far outside of Memphis.
So yeah, she had this statement. She was like, Memphis got the best drivers. Obviously that's a sarcastic statement. So she made a bumper sticker out of it and put it on the back of the car. Some random, I guess it was, I don't know who
I think it had to be our mailman, because it was in
our yard and took a picture of it. Like you can look at the picture on Reddit,
and our house is in the back.
Is there. So that's kind of creepy. But that joint went crazy on Reddit, and all these people were like, "This is hilarious." No, Memphis doesn't have. No, actually, Memphis does have the best.
And some people were like, "Well, actually, Thailand has really good drivers." I was like,
so random. But she did a limited edition run of those, and we went subthread and like subreddit and posted them. And then she also did these mugs that like these not mugs, but she
welcome mats,
rugs, these welcome. I can't talk. Welcome mats that did really well too. And they said "Welcome home, man."
Nice.
Yeah, people like all over the country buy some. So she has so much talent. Like I think sometimes my wife's issue is
You know, when it's like jack of all trades, master of none, that's my life. Like I can watch something be done and know how to do it from watching it. But the issue is like I don't ever land anywhere. Like I end up
I get it.
But my next big thing though, I really I love teaching. That's my passion, that's my spiritual gift. And I really want to do some more courses as far as just helping specifically Black women who want an outlet or who want, because I think we're often, as Black women, we're often always looked at to be the strong ones. You don't pushing, you find strength, blah, blah, blah. But versus having to look for strength somewhere, like we need outlets too. Like everybody else gets to hike and, do all this craziness. And we just expected to sit there and be strong for everybody.
That's right. That's right.
I would love to just find ways to kind of facilitate that for Black women and just teach classes, do some mentorships. That's part too. Long term, my son Reese actually draws, which every time I see him draw something, I'm always I don't know, I always feel connected to him because I know that's directly for me. I mean, you said you drew too growing up. Yeah, he draws very detailed. It's always trains. He draws detailed trains, and the other day he drew a man going up an elevator, And so for me, I think the biggest thing that I want to do foremost is to activate that in him. So activate that love for the arts and for expression through drawing or whatever it may be. He just sang today. He sang something today, and he sounded so good. I was like, he was singing too. And so
was another skill.
He's taking up dance, which he follows a lot of my footsteps. And so that's my first big legacy. But I also, like I said, I want to do that and create and use that talent to be able to facilitate, the arts in the hood, basically.
Mm-hmm.
Space for that for Black women specifically. And then so we're working on some stuff also specifically with Coffee Black, which he'll talk about that in a minute, but just like designs, curriculum that we're working on that I really, like I said, that's my heart. And so that's kind of the direction. I still do brown girl lettering as like a hobby, and I'm gonna have, I'm always gonna have She from Memphis, always gonna have, if there's some custom orders that people want, I still do custom orders on the side. I just need to post those. But but definitely our direction is kind of moving more towards just like mentorship and kind of like that arts activation type stuff. So
arts activation.
I'm gonna brag a little bit more. Like
I'm not gonna brag on myself.
Renata's issue is that whenever she starts doing something, people get really excited about it. And then
everybody wants it.
And then it's like for her, it stops being enjoyable. So she's like, it's not enjoyable for me when I have a bunch of stuff to do and someone's making me do it. You know what I mean? I want to be able to just express myself freely when I want to and how I want to. And so she's kind of like a true creative in that response. So I think like her figuring out, she was lettering, it was doing really well. It started turning into people trying to get and lettering. She was like lettering on objects, and then it turned into people trying to give her these really specific demands. And she was like, "I don't feel like doing it." So,
well, and I had some really, really bad experiences too. So like it kind of burned me, and I wasn't ready for it, and I had to step back. I was just like, it was a wedding debacle with invites and wedding programs, and it turned into something else. And I was like, wow, this is not what I signed up for. This is my time. So I had to pull. Yeah, I pulled back. It stopped being at that point. There was almost like this defensiveness attached to it. Like why I'm taking custom orders type stuff. So
yeah. And then with the shirts, the She from Memphis brand started getting big. Like our cousin who's in fashion in New York wore one of her shirts, and like she got a bunch of requests for those. And so but that turned into another thing. We had like a drop shipping issue where like colors was off. So I think it's just one of those things where Renato was like, yo, y'all doing too much, asking me to change like the color of the print from the screen print from the drop shipper. So I think a lot of those is like there's logistical things that make it not joyful for her.
Yeah.
And one thing that's true about you and Maurice is like y'all take so much joy from the creative process. Like if that's not there, even if you're making money,
it doesn't feel
not willing to trade
it doesn't
money,
feel worth it.
you know, or like status or whatever for joy. Like
whereas when
joy.
you take that joy and you partake with other people who also feel that joy or who want to feel that joy, to me that's way more fulfilling than any money I can make selling a mug that says
whatever. I agree totally.
Oh yeah. So that's kind of where I stand with that. I mean, and I'm probably gonna post something and people probably gonna ask for it again. And I'm probably gonna make it, and then I'm
too sad. She giving too much
well, I'm putting in my order from the She from Memphis shirt.
I got you. I'm
small.
She can sing. Like she just she
oh,
good.
Yes, she has an amazing voice.
Oh, thank you. Thank you, Nancy.
Come on, Maurice, what you got working?
So my wife and I started a business called Coffee Black, and we're all about reclaiming the Black history of coffee and using Black culture, particularly hip hop, to reimagine coffee's Black future. We believe coffee can be used to build relationships across the diaspora and to help rebuild the generational wealth that was lost due to colonialism and slavery. Coffee is a $200 billion industry. It's the second most traded good in the world after oil. And it's the most drank liquid on the planet after water. And it was discovered by a Black man, right? And it was stolen by the Dutch and used to enslave indigenous people. And then it was just used to be a cash crop for African slaves who were stolen in the transatlantic slave trade. And so we're all about like reconnecting, retelling that Black history, and then also reconnecting Black people to coffee and using hip hop and Black culture in general to tell our own versions and perspectives on what coffee could be in our communities if we were to own it. So one thing we're doing right now is like our anti-gentrification coffee club. You know, coffee is normally associated with gentrification, but we believe if coffee, a Black product, can be used to displace and dispossess Black people, it can also be used to resist the destruction of those Black people if we own the process and own the product ourselves. And so we just got invited back to Africa by a group of farmers. We did a fundraiser and raised $20,000 to go visit in about 7 days. And so
7 days from now?
No, we raised the fundraiser.
Oh, okay, nice. Okay.
Less than 7
Well, we
days.
hit the $10,000 in 1 day, and then we had to do a second round because everybody was like, "Yo, we want to keep giving." So we raised some money to be able to bring a videographer with us, and so now we're in the process of planning. We're kind of overwhelmed because my wife and I have been thinking about going back to Africa our whole marriage, and never thought it would happen. And then when we did the fundraiser, we assumed, well, we might do it, but it'll probably take like 3 months or something. So having it done in a week kind of puts us on a much quicker timetable than we expected. But, you know, we're working hard in between panic attacks and like just feeling overwhelmed and grateful to be, you know, like they're inviting us to their house, you know, to stay with them. And it's like, yo, you're our brother. And I was like, you don't even know me. You know what I mean? And like, you're treating me like family. You treat me more like family than my country ever has. Someone who doesn't know me and just knows my grandmama look kind of Rwandan, you know, is treating me more like family than I've ever been treated by like a politician or, you know, any government leader of the place where I'm supposed to be a citizen. So it's very overwhelming for us, and we feel like we cry a lot thinking about it, and just are really blown away by the chance to go back. And we're, you know, this is also our first international trip, so it's a lot of like heavy logistics and, you know, itineraries and all that stuff that, you know, is not really my forte. But I'm trying to figure out how to do that. And, you know, we're just in that process now, trying to get our staff trained. We're working with, when I started the business, my dream, along with my wife, was always to be able to hire our old students before our students die. And we've had students who have died so quickly. And it's like, yo, if there was something that we could give you besides the classroom that could keep you out of trouble or out the streets and put some money in your pocket, we wish we could do it. So I'm actually, we're doing our training with 2 of my old students from Sherwood right now that I taught in 7th and 8th grade, brother and sister, and they're over there learning how to make pour overs and using varied mechanisms. So we're really proud of that, really excited. Got a great team working with us who will be able to hold it down while we're gone. And we're just trying to set everything up so we can go back home to Africa, go to Rwanda, and really reconnect.
Wow, that is amazing. That is amazing. I am, like I said in the intro, I'm so proud of you. I was proud of y'all when I met you in Union, just what you represent and how Maurice was going to say whatever he wanted to say to whomever he wanted to say it to. And Renata was going to do just that.
Yep.
Nod her head and gather her children. And
come on, children.
Listen, I so love you all and what you represent. I really, really do. My last question. Can you, and I know you can, identify the love languages of your children?
Yeah, that's a good question. So Maurice is definitely touch.
He's touch.
Yeah. Maurice is touch and quality time.
I don't think he's quality time. We thought he was quality time.
Really?
But remember the day we spent quality time with him, and it was.
We thought we was doing something. We thought we was doing something. We had these like parent dates where we got one kid off, and we spent all day. I was like, "We're such good parents." Look at this. And them kids was annoyed and annoying, and I was like, "Yo, what is going on?"
And I was like, "Well, maybe quality time isn't his love language," and he is an introvert, so like, I need to gather myself before, And when we came
as soon
home,
as I left, they had a great time. Like as soon as
because I gave him a sheet of paper and I was over there on my iPad and we didn't talk to him. We just were like
together.
So he's definitely.
So maybe what he wants to do is
I think he's affirmation.
Yeah, I think he likes doing things together though.
Yeah.
Because when I think about quality time, he always wants me to do a thing with him.
That's
like
true.
He's like, "Hey, Dad, come work on Legos with me," or "Hey, Dad, come put this tripwire in my room and pull the yo-yo across." Like he always wants to do something with me. So, but it doesn't mean he necessarily wants to talk. Like he doesn't want to sit there and talk.
He doesn't. Even when I pick him up from school, I always ask him, "Hey, how was school today?" "It was good." I said, "Do you feel like talking?" "No." I said, "Good." Now just turn up the ride in silence. Besides whatever musical I'm playing.
Yeah, Maurice also loves to make music.
He's a musician.
So he's so he's a blooming rapper, and so like he loves to rap, and he'll always. I mean, I think he wants different, but he'll always ask me like, "Dad, can you throw?"
He'll ask me.
He'll like sit in the back and rap, and they're not words fully yet, but they're cadences and rhythm and rhymes. And then he'll stop and say, "What was your favorite part of that? What was your favorite?"
What did you like about my song?
And I was like, "I don't know what the word." 3 cadence rhyme scheme at the end. Like I thought that was really cool.
He called too.
Yeah, he called.
So yeah,
I be jacking his rhyme, his scheme sometimes. But I think that's Maurice for sure. Like definitely physical touch. He loves to be held or hugged or picked up. And then maybe I kind of want to say acts of service. Like he likes for you to do something with him. You know what I mean? So I don't know where.
He's still heavy on affirmation too with me. I think that may be a mom thing. Like. Because he'll ask me, "Did I make you proud?" Or, like he'll ask stuff like that with me. And so I don't know if that's maybe a mom. I don't know. That's interesting because he never asked me to throw on a beat. He always, when he gets, always, "What do you have for me? What food do you have for me?" Life of a mom.
That's funny. Let's go to Freeman. Okay, so Freeman is definitely quality.
Now he's quality time.
Yeah, like,
and it changes his whole everything.
Really?
Or yesterday. Was it today? Yesterday we shoot our own music videos, and so that's another thing Renata does. Is like she was this burgeoning filmmaker and like playwright when we met, and so she was like writing stories and films. And all of our music videos, we started shooting them ourselves for music, and so Renata like directs and shoots all those as well. So we were shooting.
Oh,
We had one more scene to get, and me and my friend had to go because Renata had to work, and Freeman like started bawling because he was like, "I really want to come with you." So Freeman definitely loves like so.
And it matters to
their
him.
time together.
It
doesn't really matter what we're doing. You know what I mean? He just wants to be there for
wants
it.
to be in the number.
Yeah, he definitely is like a quality time.
He's quality time, and he likes hugs and stuff too.
Yeah.
He
likes hugs and stuff. So I would say quality time, and then physical touch for him, and for Marius, physical touch, and then maybe acts of service, and then words of affirmation.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
They both like.
I don't know if they feel loved by gifts though. Like, is there?
Like Freeman does.
Sometimes they'd be like skipping over you. Like if you get the gifts, they'd be like, forget you. Yeah.
And then, I mean, third graders too. His butt like mommy.
Yeah, his mom.
Yeah, understood.
Breast milk.
Totally understood. Okay, well, that is great. Y'all, thank you for such a great interview. Let me say to you, I don't know, I'm sure you've heard it before, but you all possess such a I can't even think of the word, but the wisdom that you possess at your age is amazing, because I've gotten several nuggets out of this conversation and several people in the chat as well. So I want you to know that you are all on a beautiful path. Continue down that road. I speak beautiful blessings over you and your family, your amazing children, and I cannot wait to hear about your trip to Africa. If you come back.
I don't think I'll be here though, so we gotta come back.
Oh yeah, okay. I cannot wait. Hopefully I can talk to you again when you all come back.
Yeah, we'll be bringing back some coffee too. So
yes, I love it. Thank y'all so much for giving me some of your time. Hug and kiss the boys, and I hope to see y'all again soon.
Okay,
thank you. We love you too, Auntie. Bye.
Oh, man, listen. One of the main reasons why I do this show is because I believe that every day, every moment of my life, I am a student. Yes, I went to school to be a teacher, but it is priceless to be able to listen to people and listen to their stories, listen to their techniques, listen to their methods, listen to their way of thinking. And you have no idea how the things that they're dealing with or going through will bless you in your situation. These people have raised money. These people have raised children. These people have survived several traumatic experiences, such as a miscarriage, that people really don't want to talk about. So to share their world and to share their insight, I consider it a true blessing, because they could not have shared and been transparent with us. I hope that you receive some nuggets just as I did, to be able to keep moving forward, keep pushing for your legacy, keep making sure. This young lady is a creative. It made me think about me, the things, and my people in my family. We can do a little bit of everything, but sometimes we don't land, and that's okay. That's okay. We are gifted individuals. Do whatever brings your heart delight. Don't let anyone put you inside of a box, because you won't fit. You won't fit. The only box that you need to be trying to fit into when the time comes is your casket. And as long as you're breathing, keep expanding, keep breathing, keep growing, keep trying something new, keep taking risk. This has been Relationship Rhetoric. I am your host, unapologetically Angela. Thank you for joining me for this amazing month of talking to parents and raising a world of beautiful, beautiful, beautiful children. Peace, love, and intentional parenting. I'll see you next week.